Numbering in FrameMaker can be quite simple and logical. However, it is possible, as with any other product, to run into some problems. I want you to notice down here where it says Step 6. This is a problem because we have a different type of list going on here. This list has a prefix in front of the numbers, Step 6, 7, 8. And obviously we'd like this number to start over again at 1 because it's a different list. Up at the top, we have a different list that has simply numbers with no prefix, item 1, item 2, etc. And notice that if I add any extra items to this list, if I add a sixth one and say this is item 6, notice that what used to be step 6 has turned into step 7. So we might think that our first list is okay too, and we also don't have any problems. Notice that the first list actually uses two different paragraph styles. This is kind of an old-fashioned traditional way to work in FrameMaker. The first item on the list is called numbered 1, and it's set to actually reset the number to 1. It has a building block that says n equals 1. Notice that all of the other paragraphs are called numbered. So you simply start your list with a paragraph called numbered 1. The only awkwardness here is that if you make a note, I'll say this was item 4, just so we know that. Notice if I take this and I drag it up to the top of the list that my numbering appears to be messed up because I've got two number 1s in a row. Okay, and the reason for that is that this paragraph is numbered, this paragraph is labeled numbered, and this paragraph is labeled numbered 1. So to fix this, I would actually have to go ahead and make this paragraph be numbered 1 to change its formula. Go ahead and apply it. And then I would go ahead and change this paragraph to numbered. So it would just take a little extra work here to reset the paragraphs the way they should be. So now you can see that the items in the first list are numbering properly, 1 to 6, which is what we want to have happen. So what we'd like to do is to actually have the second list be isolated. We basically want these numbers to be in their own stream or sequence. And let's find out how we can do that. First of all, if you ever have questions about how to do things in FrameMaker, the online help is quite useful. I basically have got my cursor over here inside of the numbering level of the paragraph designer, and if I simply press function 1, this jumps me right over to the part of the online help that actually talks about numbering. And I happen to know that there's something called a series label. And as you can see, it tells you that the series label helps identify different types of number series within the same text flow, or that's basically within the same document. For instance, you might want to have one series for figures, one for tables, one for headings to keep them independent of one another. So let's go back into FrameMaker and take a look at a solution that used what was recommended. I've just gone to a modified version of this document. It has the exact same paragraph names, but in this case we've changed our paragraph definitions a little bit. So if I click into this first blue paragraph here called Step Intro, notice that it's got a formula in it, and the formula says S for the number series, and then it basically has angle brackets with a space followed by equals 0. And what that's saying is that for any numbered items in this series, it would like to go ahead and reset the number back to 1 if it occurs again. Let's go ahead and see how the second paragraph is identified. It also has the same number series. If I paste the formula so you can see it, it's got that same letter S followed by a colon. Here's our prefix, step, and here is the exact same number formula that was used before, n plus followed by backslash t for tab. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that text out of there to make it go back to normal. And I want to show you that I can take these numbers and easily drag them in any order, and notice that they're numbering properly. Notice that they are numbering properly without doing any retagging. I'm not having to tag additional paragraphs. Also notice if I go to this other list out here, and this list, the first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, does not have the letter S colon in front of it. It does not use the number series. Therefore, it's isolated, and if I go ahead and add a fifth item, like that, notice that there's no effect on the list below it. Now, if we were to go below this list and decided that we wanted to start a new list, 1, 2, 3, 4, we would simply choose list number 1 and just say this is 1, 2, 3, etc. If we wanted to start out a new step list, we would begin with step intro and just say how to install a paperclip. And then this paragraph has been defined to automatically drop us into the next style, which is step. And this drops us right into step 1. And here we can go ahead and put in the steps that are required to install a paperclip. And then when we're finished, we can simply go back to a body paragraph. So, using these simple formulas that I've shown you here in the paragraphs designer, just notice that for step intro, you can actually have a number series S colon, and the segregated numbers that are within that same stream also have a S colon in front of them, as well as the word step for a prefix. This concludes our demo, and this actually gives you a simple solution and formula for isolated numbered lists.